Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining from. Thank you for being here. What an adventure. Always something going on here. Welcome to everybody in the chat. Thanks for joining. And if you were on my behind the scenes stream a minute ago, hopefully you made it over to the real stream. And that is a new thing I'm trying, which was to do a little behind the scenes stream for channel members of showing what it's like when I'm scrambling to get things set up in the morning for the show. So if you are curious about that, it's still live right now. It's on the back camera. So they're all looking at this shot of me at the studio. And if you are interested in joining that, then you can become a channel member, thing I launched last week. And I would appreciate it very much. And also you get little sneak peeks into things I'm doing that I wouldn't share on the normal channel. So yeah, I am trying to get to 30 members by a month from launching channel memberships. So that's my goal. Already over halfway there. So thank you all very much, and tell your friends, and see if we can hit 30. Okay. What am I scrolling back through the chat here? Oh, Steve joined as a mini supporter. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Oh, my new little CSS isn't working. Oh, it's supposed to say little membership badge down there. I wonder what happened. Chris versus anybody else getting super low resolution. So usually when that happens, it's a viewer thing. Like YouTube will switch you into the resolution it thinks your connection can support. And sometimes it defaults you to 240. So you can usually go into the little gear icon and change it back up to 1080 if you know you have a good connection. I did get distracted setting up the TV Studio HD8. I mean, this is what happens every time, is that I am scrambling to plug in some new gear before the show, trying to get it all connected, and then sometimes I run up right until 10 o'clock, and things are a little chaotic. Why though? I really want the new graphics to show membership badges. Let me try turning that off and on again. It was fun to watch, says Scott. See, it's supposed to say that you're a member down there. What did I do? I was literally testing this last night and it worked. Why would it do that? That's so weird. Huh. All I can think is that maybe OBS has the CSS cached. Let's refresh the cache. Yay! There we go. Okay, that's better. Now I got a little shiny member badge for everybody. Okay, Christopher, great question. Did I buy it or is it a loaner? It is a loaner from Blackmagic. I've got it for about a month. So I'm gonna do show it on the stream, test things out with it. Let me know any questions you have about it so we can test it. It is sitting over here on the table. I don't have the exposure dialed in from the camera very well because again, it was frantically setting things up. But we'll go over there, play around with it. I've got a couple of cameras and things plugged into it, and I can show you the multi-view of it. Actually, the multi-view of it looks like this, and I don't have this camera routed into it, but I've got a couple other ones, and we'll try things out. I've got one thing I noticed off the bat. It's got internal storage, 2 TB already, so that it came with that installed, and I plugged in my 1 TB drive next to it to see what else I can do with the external storage. So we will see how it goes. Clear Life Media says, haven't seen anybody talk about this, but if you use a streaming on the switcher, I have an Ursa G2 streaming in the middle of a field. Could I access it on the switcher? Camera control both ways. So I don't have any Blackmagic cameras to test this with. I probably should have asked them to send me one of the Ursa cameras to try it with. But I believe they said that camera control and talkback works on their cameras. But yeah, the idea is a new setting to have a reporter in the middle of a field, have the switcher in a truck or studio that can access that camera. I think that was the point of it. But shoot, maybe I should ask them for a camera so I can test with it. What I can test is streaming from a ATEM to it, because that's supposed to also work. Although my two of my ATEMs are currently tied up, so I have one at home I can use. Okay. Fancy badge, yes. Okay. No one that has had this before has tried this. So I want to see it in action. Would be awesome. Okay, I will ask them to send me an Ursa camera. Maybe they'll. I don't know if they have any right now available for loan, because they don't have. They have like some gear that's available for loan, but not everything all the time. I would like to try that. I should have thought of that earlier. Frankie says, love the YouTube streaming tutorial you published this week. Thanks. That was fun. That was, I did not expect it to get to 38 minutes long. I think that might be my longest video. Let me drop the link here. It's called Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About the YouTube Live Studio. And it is a long video. But it goes through literally everything that you see in the console. Like, I went through all of the options, all of the settings, all what these things do. So, oh, here's a sneak peek of the behind the scenes chat. So, and there's a little blooper at the end. Spoiler alert. Oh, TBJ, thank you for joining as a pro supporter. Welcome. Well, now you can join the behind the scenes stream. You should see it live on the channel right now. Okay. The 38 minutes means it's a really complicated UI with a lot of settings. Yeah. Someone bike over to Aaron's with the Blackmagic camera. That would work. Okay. Other thing I wanted to share before we get too far down the too far lost in the weeds is there is a, where did my button go? There it is. Before we get too far, I want to mention the PK1 stands. So this is the RØDE mic flag. There's the stands for the Yolobox and ATEM, and cages for the Yolobox. I am announcing that during this live stream, right now, for the next slightly less than 2 hours, there is a special sale going. Special sale, 30% off. So that is 30% off any of the PK1 products from the NX3D store. So go to pk1.tv and follow the links to the NX3D store there. And the code is live625. That works only for the next hour and 45 minutes. So if you've been looking for a 30% off discount on any of those products, this is your chance right now while we are live. I will try to remind folks again periodically throughout the day this morning. And yeah, hopefully you can grab something interesting. We've got a lot of different options though. And the ATEM Mini Extreme, ATEM Mini Pro, Yolobox, in-stream vertical stand, and then also now these mic flags. If you want to put your own logo on the RØDE mics, we've been filming the house files with them. I have my house files one upstairs because we were filming on it yesterday. And it's nice to wear a little bit, nice to wear your own logo instead of giant RØDE logo on your wireless mic. And yeah, follow the links from these to any of the NX3D stores and you use that coupon code, and then you will be able to get a nice discount. And I did drop the link in the members Discord ahead of time. So another reason to join as a member is access to a new Discord where you can chat with me and get, again, behind the scenes peeks into things I'm working on. So it'll be a lot of photos of bathroom renovations today. That's today's project after the stream. Okay. Eric says, oh, wow, a sale. um, okay, let's hop over to, oh, this is a good question before we actually get to the physical device. How simple is the workflow for using the ISO files? 1. 2, I know it records each input and also gives you the audio files. Does the video files have embedded audio included? Okay, so no. I'm assuming this is the same as the other ISOs. I haven't actually confirmed that, but we can go try that right now. All the other ISO switchers, the way it works is you get, let's see, I might even have a project. No, probably not. I don't have any drives connected. I guess I can record on that and then we can look at the files. Let's try that. So let me go over and pop over into that. There it is. And record, ISO record, test. We're going to use the 1 terabyte drive first. Okay, so we're going to record a couple seconds of this and see what it does. And I'll show you the files that it makes. And I should be able to actually access this via FTP because it has a FTP server in it. It's got so many things in it. I don't even know how I'm going to have time to show all the features of this thing. Certainly not happening on the live stream. We're going to be able to just get a taste of it. Okay, 30 seconds of recording. Now, so a little delayed stop, just like the minis. Let me see if I can find the IP address of it so I can 10.11.45.218. So I can pull it up on FTP server. Remote project. This is what I would have, liked to have done ahead of time, but oh well. ATEM HD8 10.11.45. What did I say? 218. Yes. No credentials. Great. So now I can pop over to the FTP server and see what's on the drive. Oh yeah, the house files. That was an ISO ATEM Mini ISO project. So here is the test folder that I just recorded. Hidden files, those are annoying. There's the program and here's the video ISO. So here's what you get. Ignore the dot files. In fact, let me see if I can just, where did it go? Ignore, no, it's, shoot. I always forget where this setting is. Workspace, no. It's now distract. I normally like having the hidden files on, but it's kind of distracting right now. And I always forget where you go to hide them. Oh my gosh. Well, nope. Don't know how to hide hidden files. You'd think it would be in files. Oh well. Okay, ignore the dots. The dot files are meta files. So start with the video files. The video files are the high bit rate. We're going to download these so I can play them. The high bit rate ISO files. And I've only got 5 things plugged in. So I'll copy those over. Ooh, nice and speedy. Look at that. Okay. I mean, they are small files, but still, that was pretty good. So the high bit rate files, they're, oh, that camera really is in, needs some settings tweaked. There's my rear camera, there's a side camera, and I'm actually feeding the multi-view back in on itself right now. So those are the cameras. The audio from these is the program audio. So the audio that's in the camera files is the program audio. So that means all 5 cameras have the same audio track. There's a separate folder with a bunch of WAV files. And these WAV files are basically the ISO audio from each source. Notice that we have 8 cameras, but we also have all the MADI sources. And this is something that obviously the ATEM Extreme doesn't have. So this is the first time I've seen MADI recording, MADI files as a recording, because the Constellation does not have a recording feature built in. Oh, here it is. Hide hidden files. That's cleaner. Thank you for that, Nils. So MADI is the digital audio interface to digitally transport multi-channel audio from over a cable, coax cable. So I could plug this into, actually I have the audio for this show running through MADI right now through my main Constellation. And what it does is it gives me, this is my audio mixer, and I can, a bunch of these are actually ATEM inputs. So like the Apple TV is plugged into the ATEM, but digitally the audio is sent out via MADI into the mixer. So the same thing you can do with the HD8. It has 16 MADI channels. And then there's 2 analog inputs on the back, RCA and XLR, so you get those as ISO files as well. And then this file is the program, which is the full, whatever was streamed, whatever was, on your program bus, plus the program audio. There's the DaVinci project. One thing I would actually like to test, selfishly, we're going to do it, is to see what happens with, actually, I already noticed that there's no super source ISO. I would have liked it to also have an ISO recording of the super source, because like this layout is super source, which I'm using for the stream right now, right, where I'm off to the side and you see my computer screen. And the problem with the ISO recording is that the Resolve project in the ATEM Minis don't actually like recreate the ISO or the super source. So that's why I would like the super source to be treated as like another video feed where it just is recorded. Let me see what I can do here really quick with super source. Let's just do box 1, box 2. Okay, let's make these not black. Let's make it camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, and camera 4. So now if we cut over to super source, you can see that, oh, let's put something nice in the background. I don't have any media in the media pool. Makes sense. Let's get some media in the media pool. And where's my background? There we go. So that's a super source layout. This is recorded. I've been recording this whole time on the switcher. So let's see what the project looks like. So because my suspicion is that it's not any different than the minis. Let's go back to there. Let's go back to this. And now take a look at what's in the drive. So refresh this. Okay, so it does the same thing where it gets really complicated to keep track of the names. If you don't unplug the drive and you start and stop multiple times, then you get 0102 with the project name for your program, which makes sense for the program. It just gets a little bit confusing once you start looking at the camera feeds, because now we've got cam 101, cam 102. So these are the ones that were recorded in that second run. And then the DaVinci project should have everything in it. So let's download that whole thing and open it in DaVinci, I guess. That's how we're going to do this. So 4 gigs of data just now that I recorded. It's copying it. It's peaking out the network, 100 megabytes a second. That's great. Christopher says, does it always write all the ISOs, even if they're not in use, or can you arm and disarm to only record what you're using? No, it is all the time recording everything. There's Once these are done, I'll show you what happens. So, okay, there we go. So if we look at the ISO files, I've only got 5 things plugged in, right? 6, 7, and 8 are blank. So 6, 7, and 8 are just black. The good news is that these files are tiny because it's recording just a black picture, so it doesn't waste space, right? It's like 2 megabytes versus when there was one with video in it, 200 megabytes. So it doesn't waste any space, but it is kind of annoying just to have those lying around. And then you have to be like, well, those are empty, so I'm just going to delete those. Okay, so let's open this in DaVinci and see what happened with the project. And oh no. What? I thought I had only 2 computers using this. That's weird. I'm going to activate this one because I have my laptop and this Mac. And that should be it using my license. What is... I'm not going to show you my license key. That'd be bad. No activations left. Okay. I must have had a third computer at some point plugged into that. Weird. Okay, I would like to open... Oh, there it goes. Just took a minute. So here's the project that it made. Oh, interesting. The timecode. It recorded it with timecode, which means it included that blank space. So what do we get in the project? We've got... That was the first one where I didn't switch any cameras, so that's not interesting. And then the next one... Yeah, so that's when it was super source, right? So it's just black in the project. So that's not super useful. And then obviously the super source is not in here because these are just the... At least put these in folders. That's nice. So it's kind of weird. Like, this is why I haven't really used the Resolve project that it makes much, because it doesn't... It really only records camera cuts. And sadly, they did not fix that in this model. So now we know. Yeah, so the way to trick it is to feed it out and back in. So if you send the output, one of the aux outs, back into one of the inputs, then you get a real ISO video file, ISO video of your super source. So super unfortunate that you have to do that on an 8-channel switcher, because 8 channels is not much. Okay. Let me look at the chat. What other questions do we have? Oh, we have another channel member. Thank you for joining. Welcome, welcome. Oh, and TVJ also. Great. Am I going to modify my chat plugin to allow me to monitor 2 different streams? No, it's too much. So what you can do though is, what you can do with the chat plugin is you can actually customize the little thing after the hash sign here. It's in the extension options somewhere. So if you want to, let's say there it is, you can go into the extension options and you can hard code. Where is it? Wait, why is it not there? Oh my gosh. I think it's an in-progress feature that I haven't actually launched. Somebody sent a pull request to do this, and I think I haven't. It was Dan. I think I haven't launched this feature. So what it's supposed to do is add a new persistent session ID field. And I'm going to have to publish this. It's supposed to add a new field into the options where you can set the little thing you want to use after the... Where did it go? Oh my gosh. this one, after the hash sign. The reason for that is that you could set this to whatever you want and then use it all the time for all of your streams. So, and if you pull up this chat window from 2 different streams, they can send to the same remote window. So this one is showing the main chat, but if I go over to the behind the scenes and grab that video ID, and then this is why I need a UI for it. So that's the same ID after the hash sign. And if I copy the video ID in for the behind the scenes chat, now I've got 2 different chat windows open, right? So, but they're using the same ID, which means I can push messages from both streams, both videos into the same remote window. That's what that does. So that's the solution if you want to use a chat project with 2 videos that are live at the same time, which I think is actually better than trying to do anything more complicated with it. So it just shows black in the project. You'd think they'd substitute SuperSource with the program recording instead of just showing black. I think I know why they don't do it, but I agree. So if you notice in the project that's created, the ISO files are only the cameras, right? Camera 1 through 8. There is no program ISO because the program feed is here. But the program recording, look at the file size. The program recording bitrate is actually different than the ISO recording bitrate. So these are recorded at the max bitrate, 70 megabit. The program recording is recorded at whatever your streaming setting is set to. So if we go back over to here, oh, I lucked out because it's set to nothing because I don't have any settings, but it was probably a HyperDeck medium or something based on that size. So whatever you choose here under the quality, this is what affects the recording bitrate of the program, which means it would be kind of weird to switch between your full 70 megabit feed and a smaller bitrate in the Resolve project. So I think that's why. I know I don't necessarily agree with that decision, but that's, I think, what's going on. Frankly, what I would have liked to see is either a full res program all the time or SuperSource as a ISO feed as well. So yeah, weird. Okay. TVJ says, I can't imagine doing a show with only 8 inputs. I know, it's very easy to run up more than 8. Changing topics really quick. I see a question from Michael from earlier. Just got an OBSBot Tiny 2 camera. Is there a way to get the remote working on the Yolobox Pro? I thought that... so I saw this at NAB, but I haven't actually got a hold of one like in person yet. But I thought that the remote talks directly to the camera and does not care about what the camera is plugged into. So it should just work. I don't think you have to do... Maybe there's like a pairing process for the remote to the camera, but it is just remote to camera. There's no separate... it doesn't use the computer. So pretty sure that was how it works, but I haven't actually played with it outside of the show floor. Can you make 2 recordings to see how it manages sessions if you don't empty the drive? I think we just did that. Yeah, that must have been from earlier. This is the BTS of Aaron's chat plugin now. Hey, it's on topic. It's on topic. It's fair game. Okay, let's take a look at what other things we can do with the switcher. I actually want to go show you... Oh, Scott, I think you're right. Now my memory is jogged. It has a USB dongle that plugs into the base of the camera. That sounds right. I should have a video of that from NAB. Where is it?
Of a forum.
One of these is the OBSBot. Where is it? First one. Should be a clip in here. Okay, that's, I didn't see a dongle there, but I think you're right. Oh, apparently you didn't get enough close-ups of the camera itself. So there's the remote. And I do remember using it with the Yolobox. That was connected to the Yolobox. Those three were connected to the Yolobox on the table there. So I know it's possible. I know it's possible. The HD8 only has 1 gig Ethernet, or is it 10G? I think it's, I think it's, oh, now I don't remember. Let's find out. I don't have a 10 gig network in my studio, so I can't even test that if it is true. HD8 ISO has, no, not 10 gig. Okay. I feel like they announced 10 gig Ethernet on something, though. What was it? Was it the 4K? Yeah, the 4K has 10 gig. That makes sense. Okay. It's a 4-port, yeah, 4-port 1 gigabit switch. Okay, so I need to fix my camera because the exposure is awful. So let's do that first. Find that camera, 77B1. Let's fix this. Why are you so grainy? Let's drop that down. It's a little better, and I think it's out of focus too. Okay, that's a little better. We can probably drop the ISO a little bit more so we can actually see the buttons. Sorry, I don't have a great camera angle on this. It is because I ran out of time to set up. Okay, but let's move over there and take a look and play around with it a bit. I should have a, yeah, there we go. Okay. Can you hear me still? Yes. Grab my keyboard and mouse. It is very pretty. It is very pretty. Whoa, something is going on with the colors on this monitor. It looks like the color is just wrong. What? Whose fault is this? Okay, how can I show you this? Can hear me, good, okay. If I show you the multi-view, I wonder if you're gonna see this problem too. Colors on overhead camera are good. Okay, let me show you what I'm seeing though, because this is super weird. I need the teleprompter to be that so I can see what's going on. And then I need to show you the multi-view. Yeah, you can see it in the multi-view. You see how my hand is like pink? And like this is like pink. It's like, I can't tell if this is something I'm seeing or if it's coming through on the stream. Let me know what you see there. That's really weird. So this is the overhead shot. It looks fine here, but once it's routing through the ATEM, it looks weird. It's very disorienting. Okay. Is that focus assist pink? I don't think so, because you're not seeing it on this shot. This is the camera. I'm feeding a copy of it into the ATEM. You do see it. Okay. I wonder what is causing that. It looks kind of like almost like false colors, like not false colors, the HDMI glitch. In fact, it might be that. That is input 2. Oh, it's a LUT. It's a LUT in my SDI converter. Oh my God. So funny story. That's so funny. So this is SDI, all SDI, right? And SDI ports on the back. And my switcher is all SDI, which is great in theory. But most of the time when I'm testing stuff on the desk here, I'm testing HDMI devices. So I have a little, you know what I should do is I should get out my little iPhone camera. That's going to be handy. So what are we using? NDI camera, and then do we have a signal in the bird dog? Useful little thing. Smart view left is the bird dog. Why are you not getting a video? Oh no, what's the default password for Bird? There it goes. Okay. PK phone. Do we have a video? Nope. I'm gonna reboot it. It's annoying. Okay, so until I can show you that. Oh, Bird Dog only does NDI full. Camera app is NDI HX. I swear I've used this before though. Okay, now at least I'm seeing the Bird Dog here, so that's progress. There it is. Oh, my phone got renamed. You know, I was seeing this in AirDrop also. My phone is now called PK Phone-90. Where did 90 come from? Okay. This should work. Yeah. Now I can show you around better. So over here on my patch panel, I have 4 SDI to HDMI converters in that rack and 4 ports on the left there breaking out the feeds into HDMI so I can plug in things on the desk. And it's super handy. The problem is that this is all SDI and I didn't want to undo all those and get around the back. So I have those HDMI cables going into the stack of converters here so that I can get SDI into the ATEM. However, I forgot that this one, I had installed a LUT onto it because I was testing stuff out. And I don't know why the LUT is so crazy looking, but that's what's going on. So yeah. Let's see if maybe this one works instead. I totally forgot that you can install LUTs on these things. And I was like, oh, that actually would be really cool to be able to try it out with for converting, like, you know, using what a LUT is for, of using recording in one color space and converting it to another. That one's just not working. I think that oh, I plugged into the wrong side. What is going on? I am doing everything wrong. HDMI in. SDI. Okay, it is right. It's just not working. Oh well. You get the funny colors. Because I don't know what's wrong with that converter. So ignore the funny colors. on the overhead camera. Oh well. So it was a lot the whole time. Oh, David, thank you for joining as a pro supporter. I appreciate it. Grant says that's the auto renaming if there's a conflict on your network. Is that what it is? What's conflicting with my phone? My phone? Are there 2 copies of my phone somewhere? I did corner the market on Raspberry Pis and Blackmagic SDI HDMI converters. It's true. Okay. Let's take a look at this panel because I haven't actually sat in front of this yet. What are we seeing here? So, program preview buttons. You know, you're right. That is very much of that is a lot of glare. Who said that? Christopher said that. Camera's picking up a lot of glare on the LCD screens. I don't know how visible this would be in daylight. The one up here is great, but these ones are hard to see because I've got this light over here causing pretty bad glare. Okay, so I've got my program preview buttons like you'd expect. And the T-bar is really nice. It is nice, I admit. Media player 1, media player 2. Let's see, then shift gets me to the other ones. Okay, so you have to hold it down. You get black, color bars, color, super source. It's kind of annoying actually that super source is over there. I wonder if I can change that. I wonder how much of this is configurable. Okay. And then let's see, why are there empty ones up there? That row's empty, which is these buttons. I wonder what that's for. So let's find out what we can do with that. This looks the same as the software control area of the keys and Cotton Auto and the buttons, and then aux switchers up here. So aux 1, aux 2, we get 2 outputs. Oh, there's a bunch of things that lit up. And then, okay, I see what's going on. So these are always program preview with these labels down here. Aux 1 and aux 2 activates the row up here, so I can change as I press that one changes too. I don't know why I need 2 copies of it. Kind of weird. Aux 1, aux 2. So those are the 2 outputs to set what's going on with those 2 SDIs. I wish there were more aux outs, but yeah, okay, what else? Ooh, grab still button, that's handy. I like there's a real button for that. Switch, stop, record, that's for the drives. And then streaming on air, off air with a nice little ridge to not accidentally bump it. Same with Fade to Black, has a little tab there. Oh, Petra, hello again. Press macros and you'll get access. Ooh, macros. Where's the macros button? There it is. Oh, you can record macros on here too. Wow, okay, that's interesting. No macros yet, obviously it makes sense. Super source. It also changes the super source. So it's like the aux. It's like a changes camera switcher for whatever other thing is active. So let's see, box 1, box 2, box 3, box 4. Great presets. That's dangerous. Quickly change your super source that way. At least you have to press it to take effect. Box on, box off. That's cool. And then media players, camera control. Wow, all sorts of things. Okay. Macros in the middle of the unit. Oh, I didn't see that button. There it is. Whoa, now they're blue. I don't know how many macros recorded. That's probably why they're all empty. Let's see. Macro, record. We'll do key 1. And then, can I record a T-bar fade into a macro? Will it record the speed of that? That's interesting. if I stop this record. Now there's a macro. So let's see if that works. There it is. And now if I press it, where did it go? Does not appear to have done the T-bar fade. No. You do need to name the macro in the software. That makes sense. Yeah, there's no like keyboard on this. There's a number pad though. Good question from IT Never Gets Old. Are there really not enough aux outputs on the unit? Is there a dedicated multi-view out? So yeah, there are actually, there are so many ports on the back. There are, and thankfully it does include a multi-view port. So let's take a look around the back. Where is it? There it is. So, oops. There's a multi-view HDMI and a multi-view SDI. And then there's 2 aux and a program. So that's what you get for outputs. I do wish, so all these other SDI outs, those are like the program pass-through where it sends the camera control, but the program video. And those are not aux outputs. I wish we had more aux outputs because more aux is always better. But yeah, now you can get a close-up of the panel. This is the whole audio section, but this also does other things too. So I'm gonna have to go through these and try these out in more detail later. But it is nice to have actual like audio meters visible all the time. I don't have any audio turned on right now, so now that's on, and you can actually see the audio level, which is really nice, because none of the other ATEMs do that. All sorts of other things. I forget how to even change. Oh yeah, we can go change the different banks to get to the different MADI audio sources. You can change off the EQ and compressor settings from here. You can do awful lot with this panel. It really is like finally a what's that? Oh, AFV and on. Okay. Yeah, finally actually do a lot with this. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions about this, because I need to figure out what to capture about this to share in a more thought out video. It does look obviously like the software control, because that's what they modeled that after. So there's at least that, but there's an awful lot more in here too. Possibly tilt up of the control panel to reduce glare for the camera. Oh yeah, I guess that would help. Is it really that bad? It is really that bad. That whole thing is not visible. Would a tilt fix it? Yep. That would do it. Okay, I'll make sure I do that when I actually film a proper video. Like I said, I didn't really place this camera well thought out before this live stream. Can you please check if the 30% off works for the PK stands? It should. I double checked with them before we started. Let me show that again while I check it out. It should work. There is a coupon code for 30% off any of the PK1 products. It may not show it to you until you get to the checkout page, and it is only on the NX3D stores. So double check that you're on either one of the NX3D stores, but it should be working. If it's not, we're gonna have to do this again, because that was the whole goal. Is it a promo code? Oh, shoot. I see the problem. It says it's already been used. Well, we still have an hour. Let me see if I can get them to fix it. should be usable any number of times during the stream. Thank you for noticing that. Oh, speaking of sales, this unit, the HD8 ISO, is part of the June 30th sale, so it's $800 off. That sale does officially now end on June 30th. They didn't have an end date of it originally, but they did post that. ATEM ISO switcher sale, 20% off, ends June 30th now. So this is your chance, and that does include the HD8 ISO, which is $800 cheaper. That is a lot less. I will say, this is an amazing thing, but I wish I had more than 8 inputs. I wish I had more than 8. But it is very pretty, and I think most of the cost of that is the panel. This ATEM is just 1 ME. Yes, it is. It is 1 ME, 1 super source, 8 inputs. So it's actually weirdly, surprisingly similar to the ATEM Mini Extreme ISO. Extreme ISO SDI. There we go. The Extreme ISO SDI, it's weirdly similar to that in that it has 8 inputs, 2 aux outs, super source, 1 ME. But obviously the panel is the biggest difference. But aside from the physical panel itself, the other difference would be the MADI audio. And there's actually a ton more audio stuff in this. So it's MADI audio, but there's also the analog audio inputs and like control room audio and stuff that you can do in here, which I'll have to dig into because it's kind of cool, but I don't even have any audio stuff plugged into this right now. Oh, Philip, thank you. I've been enjoying your PK stands for the ATEM Mini Extreme, plus tablet clips. Works well. I'm glad to hear it. Thanks. It's a shame they didn't make the digital audio an option board so you could do Dante instead of MADI. Oh, that'd be cool too, yeah. Oh, Petra, you're right. I totally forgot. The ATEM SDI has 4 outputs. That's right. 4 aux outs, all assignable. So this one has 4 outputs, but 1 is program, 1 is multi-view. And then there's 2 auxes. But the Extreme ISO has 4 aux outs, which can also include program or multi-view, which is cool. Totally forgot about that. I have the Mini ISO, which has 2 SDI outs, and I forgot that it's doubled on the Extreme. Oh, IT Never Gets Old also pointed that out. Thank you. I bought the ATEM SDI Extreme with that sale. Great sale. Oh, yeah, good call. That's a pretty good price for the ATEM SDI Extreme too. That is a really good price for that. $1,200 for the ATEM SDI Extreme ISO. Yeah, that's good. Also, good price for the Mini Pro. I'm really curious what's going to happen after the sale is over. Like, does this mean we get new ATEMs? I don't think so, but we'll see. And built-in SSD and receiving streams. Yeah. I mean, there's a ton of differences, but the which add up to the cost. Like Grant listed out all the different products that basically get shoved into this thing, and it is a long list. I did talk about that all in the original video I did after the announcement, but now I want to actually try this. It'd be nice to see how the super source works on the panel. Yeah, we can try that. Let's see if I can get my phone camera out so we can try it better view. Just a little bit shaky. Let's see. Okay. Bird dog camera. So, super source. There it is. So up here, once you go to the super source button, this turns into the super source configuration thing. So we do have presets, and these are the same things that you would see in the software control presets, right? So we've got the 2, 3 with a little overlap, 4 full or 4 inset. After you choose that by spinning this. You press it, and that makes it take effect. Let's see. Do I have a super source visible? No, I need to actually shift super source to program, and now we see it up there. So, oh, okay. Didn't actually, it's not actually, not actually live yet. I'm still configuring it. So box 1, apply, choose preset, lock it in. Then when I click apply, that should change. There we go. Okay. So after you click apply, then it goes over to the program. So box 1, box 2, box 3, box 4, this is where you can choose choose what's in them. So as I'm spinning this is kind of hard to see. As I'm spinning this, these are changing, right? So I choose box 1. I want it to be camera 1. I want box 2 to be camera 4. I want box 3 to be camera 2. And those are taking effect immediately over there in the multi-view. What else? We've got box on and off buttons here, so I can just turn them on and off. And I can art. Where's the artwork? Let's see. Is that in? I don't see it. I don't see. Also, what do these little 6 dots mean? That's interesting. I'm not seeing where to choose the background of the super source. Maybe Petra knows. Well, in the meantime, let's take a look at home super source. Aha! I found it. That's what the 6 things mean. So when there's little dots, you can navigate pages. Box 1 crop, art sources. There it is. Placing background, foreground, media player 1, or any of the cameras, of course, as your background. So as I'm doing this, as I'm spinning this, you can see it in the multi-view, it's all changing. So I would have it probably on media player 1. Great. Art sources, super source art, pre-multiplied key. What? That's new. If I put it in the foreground, I can key it. I feel like that's not in the, that is not in the extreme, is it? You can key, you can key the artwork. Media player 1. Yeah, interesting. So you can actually, you can actually key your super source art over it. That is fascinating. Well, I already learned something. That's cool. Okay, so let me take a look at the chat really quick. That was the quick demo of the super source. Flavors TV, thank you for joining. What are the key features and capabilities of the ATEM Television Studio HD8 ISO that set it apart from other video production switchers in the market? In other video switchers that are not Blackmagic? Let's see. I haven't actually looked at the things around this price point much recently. I know Roland has stuff that's around this price, which are also great switchers. I think probably the thing that's going to set this apart is one, MADI audio, because I don't think Roland's have MADI audio. 2, there's the all the remote stuff that's built into this. So this has effectively 8 streaming bridges built in. Forget how to figure out how to get there. But oh, I'm in 24p right now. It's funny. the streaming bridges are what let you receive either remote camera streams from Ursa cameras or a feed from another ATEM Mini or web presenter. And that is something pretty unique to this. So between that and then there's the 2 terabyte SSD slot inside for internal recording, there's a lot you can do with interesting remote workflows of like remote cameras streaming into this, switching shows that way. I think that's probably the biggest thing that's gonna, like, the biggest difference between this and any other switcher is all that stuff. Speaking of which, I do want to try it. So let's see if we can figure this out. So the way it works is that you have to you can turn some of your channels into remote feeds instead of local feeds. So right now they're all SDI channels. But somewhere in here is a setting that somewhere in here is a setting for turning these channels into streaming bridges, basically. Let's see, home, network, settings, IP, subnet. Nope, don't care about that. Profiles. Oh, that's interesting. That's cool. Oof. It may not be possible here. I may have to do it on the computer. So let's try it on the computer. And do I have... Okay, so let me open up the... I make my keyboard over here so I don't have to keep reaching over it. Let me open up the ATEM software control to this one and see if there's a setting in here for it. Sources, inputs, remote source setup. There we go. Add source. Aha, there's a stream key. Source name 1. So let's call this, let me copy that. Ooh, I have a fun idea. I'm going to reset that stream key, but I'm going to put the stream key in the members only Discord. And if you want to try streaming something to me right now, you can do that. So let me drop that in. And I'm gonna drop it in the, if you're in the Discord, I'm gonna drop it in the off-topic channel. Stream key for today's stream. And the IP address is, let's see, I guess I need to do port forwarding to it. So I'll have to do, let me get the port forwarding set up on that. So this is members stream, and there's my IP and the port number. Okay, doing that right now. This will be fun. See if anybody is gonna try streaming to me, and then I just have to set up my port forwarding to that. What is the port that the ATEM expects? Is that what I just... Oh, this isn't... I don't know if this is working. Oh, it gives me a little streaming file if it can find the IP address. So that's interesting. Why isn't it not finding its internet connection? It is on the network. It's on the network. It's got a gateway, so it should have an internet connection. Oh, darn. I don't know why it's not. Normally it'll like test the internet connection and try to go out and find this public IP address to stream to. Not sure why that's happening, but I can stream to it from the private network. So I'm going to try that. Oh, hey, we have confirmation that the discount code has been fixed. Excellent. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think you have to change the external source in the software. It seems like it's something that's only possible to do from the software control. So sadly, I'm gonna try to prepare this for next time, because I want to try that and have people stream 8 streams into the switcher, and then we can switch a remote show. We're gonna do that for next time. We're gonna save that for next time, because that'll be fun. But I need time to figure out the port forwarding nonsense. So we'll save that plan, but it'll be fun. The remote source setup. So I can at least show configuring it. So you can set up multiple streams with different stream keys. It should be showing my IP address here. And then you can change inputs to be a stream key instead of SDI. So I can make a bunch of different inputs, choose the different stream keys that go into the inputs, and no, those are no longer camera inputs in the switcher. They are actually remote cameras, remote sources. So I'm gonna figure that out. We'll try it next time, and yeah. Oh, Techondo, thank you for joining as a pro supporter. I appreciate it. Good to have you here. And now you get the members only behind the scenes stream too. Is the Raspberry Pi back in stock? I don't know if it's in stock already, trying to get it for Playout P. I just saw a rumor, or maybe it was a little bit more than a rumor, that there is a batch of them being made and will be available soon. So hopefully very, very soon. Jason says, I have nothing SDI at the moment. HDMI workflow makes more sense, but I feel all the improvements are happening with SDI switchers. I don't know if I would say that's necessarily true. I think that the like this device does a ton of stuff, but I think that it's actually, what it does is overkill for most people who are not on SDI already, if that makes sense. So like, this is not something you're going to put into a home studio. It's just not. Like, it does too many things. It's too expensive. ATEM Minis are great for that, which is why there's an HDMI version of that. But is all the innovation happening in SDI switchers? I don't really think so, because I think the HDMI switchers, we just haven't had a new ATEM Mini in a while from Blackmagic. ATEM Mini, that is. I don't know what they're planning on doing next with it, but I don't see why they wouldn't add some new features to an HDMI switcher still. I don't think it's necessarily old. That said, I'm a big fan of SDI for a bunch of reasons. And if you are serious about this stuff, I would recommend making the switch over to it at some point. One reason is just because it is like a lot of problems go away, like cable length, delay in negotiation when you are unplugging and replugging in sources. A lot of that stuff just goes away over SDI. It is simpler. Like it's nice. I like it a lot. I made the jump over a while ago, a couple of years ago, in the studio, and I was still using the ATEM Mini Extreme at that point, but I just had a bunch of converters. But the SDI Matrix was the thing that did it for me, because you can't get an HDMI Matrix with like 20 HDMI ports for any price that's affordable. There are a couple companies that make huge ones like that, but they're not affordable. Not that like $200 is cheap for the SDI version, but we're talking like way multiple times more than that for anything like that in the HDMI land. Best you're going to get is like a 4 or 8 matrix HDMI, and those are also not even cheap. So I don't know. I think I think SDI is a good long-term strategy. Planning on getting an Ultra Studio and HyperDeck soon, so it'd be nice to go straight SDI. Yeah, and that's the other part, is that a lot of the other devices for modular studio are going to be SDI devices. So the because again, like with HDMI, it's meant for more consumer home, smaller production stuff where maybe you're doing more stuff in a computer software based anyway, or you are you just don't have the need for like a dedicated video playback device or stuff like that. So yeah, I think SDI is good long term. But I also agree with this. IT Never Gets Old says it'd be really nice if they built an ATEM Mini with both SDI and HDMI. I also agree that even like actually, especially for this one in particular, because this is meant to be like you take this out on your, you know, pro gigs that you're doing, events and stuff, like because it's meant for that, I'm always going to have at least one HDMI source to connect when I'm at a show like that. It's going to be like a laptop next to me running PowerPoint slides or something, right? And now the annoying thing is that I have to carry a converter, at least one, if I'm going to use this anywhere. And I really would like this, but with like 8 SDIs, but also 4 HDMIs. Give me like 12 sources. That would be perfect. That'd be the perfect device. As someone who deals with SDI all the time, don't let SDI scare you. Some may even like it because they can make their own cables. That's a good point. SDI cables are possible to make yourself. HDMI, not really. Although I would say I have not had good success making SDI cables. Joseph and I were at ResolveCon trying to frantically make cables while we were there, and did not go well. I don't know what was going wrong. About half of them were not working. So maybe we'll figure it out eventually. Has the issue of the ATEM television studio hanging to heat during continuous use been resolved? I don't know. I literally just unboxed it this morning, so I haven't run it myself. But I will let you know if that happens to me here at all. Yeah. Okay. Cool. How are we doing on time? We are coming up to the end of time. Now that the coupon has been resolved, one more reminder of the PK1 sale for any of the PK1 products on shop.nx3d.com, 30% off, but it is only during this live stream. Well, it actually ends at noon, so 45 more minutes. And it is only available now during the show. So take advantage of that 30% off with that code live625. Next 45 minutes only. So we will that'll be up. I'm gonna wrap up right now, but that'll still work for the next 45 minutes or so. TVJ says, you gave me a video idea how to make your own SDI cables. Please make that video and I will watch it. That sounds great. Or do it live. Perfect. There you go. Go watch TVJ's live stream about how to make SDI cables. Maybe I'll tune in too. Oh, I wonder if they're still shipping HD8 ISOs with the SSD. I don't know. This one did have it, but I'm assuming it's because it was an early one. That's the loaner one. They did say it was a temporary thing. I don't know when the temporary perk runs out. But even just having a slot is great because those drives aren't that expensive to add on. I would watch the heck out of this. Good. Good. You got some viewers for your SDI cable video tomorrow now. Why no orange stands? I don't know. We haven't made any orange ones. If you really want one, we can probably make it happen for you. It's not one of the colors we had put into the lineups, though. Cool. Okay. I'm going to wrap up here. The rest of my day is going to be spent building the rest of the bathroom. If you're in the members only Discord, you saw some behind the scenes pictures already, and I'll be posting more today. Been progress being made. So yesterday was all using the chop saw to cut the trim to the right length, and then did 2 coats of white paint over everything, and it's looking a lot better now. And today is the fun stuff. The fun stuff being assembling the IKEA vanity and putting up all the fixtures, and it should be back to functional today. So cross your fingers, and yeah, join me on Discord to take a look at the progress photos. I will probably do some more members only live streams as well. No bike ride scheduled this week on the Monday night ride, but it'll be next week, so I'll probably do a stream there as well. And it's always fun to just go live randomly and hang out in the chat and show you what's going on the live streaming from the bicycle kit. Last week we did the Yolobox Mini rig. So I slapped the Yolobox Mini on the bike, had 2 GoPros, or no, GoPro and an Insta360 Link camera for the front camera, which did a good job of tracking me live. Next week, if I remember, I'll show you a little snippet of that. But yeah, that was, that's been fun. So thank you to all the members for joining. I'm trying to hit 30, we're getting close. And we will be back here next week. Same time, same place. And here you go is an offer for an orange stand. And don't forget to click like for the stream. And Eric, yes, the ADU is slowly getting into shape. Kitchen, hopefully, is happening this week. So keep an eye out on the House Files channel for that update, because that's a bigger project. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you for all of the super chats and the members of the channel. This list is now not automatically updating because I don't have API access to YouTube, but this is the list from last week, and I will update it to everybody who joined today. So thank you all for supporting the channel. And I will see you all back here next week. Should have more. Do leave questions about the ATEM HD8 down below. See if I can answer those either in a live stream or in a video. And otherwise, yeah, we'll see you all again next week. Thanks, and goodbye. Now it's about to go.